What's up, everybody? It's Mythist, live from Studio Myth. We are going to be making a beat today. I'm super excited, trying something new. Basically, recording process from start to finish. I have another moniker that I release like lo-fi hip-hop beats under, which is I guess, with like I and like a circle, like the information sign. And I've challenged myself this year to make a new beat every week of some kind of different feeling or vibe alongside the electronic music that I've been working on as Mythist. And that is tough. It's going to be hard, but why don't we get started and try to make something today? My goal for these beats is to typically try to get a full song structure, chord progression, drums, bass line, not worry too much about the mixing and mastering. Ultimately, I'm just trying to finish a song. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We're making a beat today. I'm going to start us out in Cube. There's a bunch of presets in here that I haven't tried yet. And every single one that I've tried so far has been really awesome, really inspiring. The first thing that I like to do when I'm making a beat is decide on a BPM and a key. A minor versus A major. Very different vibes. 70 BPM versus 120 BPM. Very different vibes. Those are things that you need to consider as a music producer when you're starting a new project. What feeling does this song need to have? Hold on. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down some keys. Just sticking around is always a great way to get started and get in the flow of things. This preset's called Obsidian Crystals, and I love it already. I think we're gonna go with like a deep, dark, eerie D minor vibe. Wow, just like that, we have an absolutely gorgeous, very spooky pad. Oh, I didn't decide on a BPM yet. Let's go whatever that is. Okay, 94. Yeah, sounds good. So, we've got our first 8-bar loop. I think it's really pretty. I might go in and quantize this. It doesn't really matter. I want to see what we can get by starting off with some automation. I think this is really pretty, but if we go into Cube, wow, that is a lot of options. Let's go ahead and tag on the ether. Over the course of this 16 bars, I'm already looking for ways to create more movement. Hearing the same thing twice in a row is boring. You got to understand people have really short attention spans nowadays. So this ether is interesting. It actually combines effects. One of the things that I've been loving recently is Flux Mini 2. You can get to like a pumping sidechain effect on quarter notes. So let's see what that sounds like. To me, this is already much more vibey. There's room now for like drums. You have to be really careful. What effects processing is already on there, right? It might sound good, but then you go to make a song with it and it's too wet, right? Like you gotta dry it out. If it's too wet, that's no good. Earlier we talked about setting the vibe of your track right at the beginning by deciding on a key. But another really important thing that sets the vibe is like the drum pattern that you're using. At the end of the day, if it sounds good, it sounds good. I like this snare that I just found. Almost every single sample you grab from Splice, you're gonna want to turn it down at least a little bit because it's gonna be loud. After we grab a snare, probably the next most important thing is gonna be your kick. I actually like to shelf off the lows in my snares and drums and samples in general. If I know that there's not going to be any low frequency information, I'm gonna cut it out. There's no reason to not do that, in my opinion. Just makes a lot of room. Drums are one of the easiest things to change to communicate a change in energy. Right? Adding, subtracting drums really, again, changes the vibe of the track. I'm digging this so far. We got a really like spooky, washed out, ethereal vibe. The next thing that I'm going to look for in a track is going to be something like a riser, something to again further communicate the change in energy levels between sections. Oh, so just a quick sweep or a swell. One thing that you might need to consider here is that a lot of these risers are very tonal. grabbing a tonal riser that's in the key that you're working in might be a good idea, right? If you're looking for drum samples, you can find drum samples that are tuned to certain keys. That might make for a cleaner mix overall. It really depends, you know? Sometimes you want that snare to kind of stick out in a weird way. Sometimes you want that kick drum to not be so in tune that it like is a tone in your track. You know, you want it to be punchy and hard and not tonal. It's all up to you. Probably gonna want to bring that volume down. You want to leave some headroom so that you can come back later and mix that shit to perfection. Here we go, rapping on the beat. You a hoe, your mom ain't neat. She's messy, like Lionel. Kicking balls all day like stress balls. You just gotta have fun with it. Okay, so just hearing that riser for the first time in context, let's go ahead and load up like a somewhat realistic bass tone. Yeah, boy. All right. If you come up with an idea that you really like and you're struggling to think of how to actually make it, you have to do some experimenting. I have been playing piano for 16 years. So that part of this comes really naturally to me. If you're just getting started as a music producer, you know, that's going to take some time. Ooh, even then, you might mess up. One more try on that. Wow. See, like I said, 16 years of piano playing. 1, 2. There we go. And we're going to hit a fucking fat snare right there. Oh, this is getting exciting. I love it when a plan comes together. Yeah. I'm going to cut off some of the highs from the bass. Let's see how that transitions in. Damn! We also are going to want another snare layer that hits a little hard. Snare, crunchy. Let's see what we get. Let's get this one. So let's see what these two sound like layered together. Just completely forgot to come in. Just D minor 7 here. For our next chord, let's see. Again, I'm audiating. I'm like visualizing in my mind's eye, but I'm doing that with sounds. Just going back to that G, I guess. And then we're just gonna have this back and forth between these two chords go on for a while. I think that's really pretty. Music production is fun. Just hearing this kick pattern. Vibes. This is very lo-fi ambience. Haunted boat. Haunted houseboat. It's like it's a stormy night, but we're on a houseboat. Shit's fucking falling over all the time. Everybody's super crunk. And so even the people are having a really hard time standing up. And also there's a ghost. He's a weird little guy. Just chill and make beats. Nice. So we can just copy the shit out of this. You know, I already did, I think. Yeah, I already did. This is reminding me of like XXYYXX. Yeah, them. They're great. They have that one song that I really like from a long time ago. I should probably listen to the rest of their stuff. Wah, wah, wah. Sorry. Okay, of course, now we are ready for some bass. So I already have a bass channel. And this is a start for a bass line, right? These are the root notes. That's kind of what the bass should generally follow. We'll see. I'm gonna plug in my camera so it's not while I'm filming like last time. That sucked. This is actually really solid. You don't want to overthink your bass line. I'm just gonna duplicate this. I could automate this EQ to come down, or I could just duplicate the track. That's not responsible when it comes to conserving your RAM CPU usage. I don't care. Maybe I should care. Okay. That's actually a lot of CPU load. What the fuck? Well, I am recording this in my... Yeah, never mind. That makes a lot of sense. Bank. Sheesh. One of the most important mixing tips that I think I could ever give anyone is, in Logic, it's really easy. Pooper to load up a compressor and just go sidechain, find the kick. So this is on my bass track. Okay, so this just makes it like pump with the kick. Right now I can hear the kick and the bass, whereas if I turn this off, I can still hear the kick and the bass. It's just shittier. And now I'm right side up. Yeah, so my camera died even though it was plugged in. I'm a little worried that it's broken. Sony, if you see this, give me a new camera. We're going to finish this track. Trying to get back up and running like nothing happened. So, okay, so for our bass line here, just came up with an idea. Bass. And these need to be really short. And I'm going to come in here one more time, cut this bad boy out, and see. What we need now over this section, I think, would be some kind of really quiet, like, Foley cymbals. We don't want the hi-hats to stick out too much. For one, they take up a lot of high-frequency register, which is important to have a good, clean vocal tone. To have high frequencies open for that vocalist or whoever. I'm gonna look up lo-fi Foley. These are not hats. None of these... Hi-hat. Lo-fi Foley hat. Brother in Christ. Hi-hat. Thank you. No. So like I said, something quiet. None of these are quiet. They're all very loud, but that's fine. Okay, so that's obviously going to be way too loud. Like I said, we don't want our hi-hats to bleed through the mix too much. When a drummer is playing the drums, they're not every hit they hit on even the same instrument's not going to sound the same, right? So for your hi-hats, you want to kind of change the volume of each like other hi-hat. Typically would be how a drummer would probably play this. Nice. We're getting somewhere. I don't necessarily want hi-hats the whole time. Proceeds to paste hi-hats over the entire project. Even quieter. Why not? Barely audible. You still have... I just brought both of these down to like negative 16 decibels, and they're still very easy to hear. They just stick out like a sore thumb. One of the worst mixing mistakes that you could ever make is just like leaving your hats too loud. Wow. Like I said, it's important to stretch your creative muscles and be a weirdo while you're making shit. Why the fuck not? Do we need some kind of transition between this section and this section? I think similarly to how we did this intro right here. We maybe need something like that over here, but like emptiness. Just deleting all of the drums. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Chat, can I lower my chair, please? Fuck. Is my chair all the way lowered? Oh, right. I don't know. We're gonna go like this. I look great. That's not what's important. What's important is the music. I'm digging this shit. I don't know. It's kind of awesome. Like a dial tone. Oh, kitty cat. Brother. Easy. So I think it might be cool. Nah. It's up here. Mellow Pink Bride. That scared the shit out of me. Who is it? God, imagine I open the door and there's a fucking person there. Somebody is in dire need of attention. / treats. / food. / I'll be right back. I'm gonna go feed these motherfucking cats. Are you okay, bud? What's going on? Come on. Everything all good? Anyway. He just wanted to tell me how bad it was that I had my door closed. He's like, fuck you for leaving your door closed. You don't love me. I do love my cats. Right back to it, fam. Let's bring this track into the drum bus. Shit goes kind of hard, man. Super mellow. Mellow trap. Extremely mellow trap. Some people might be like, oh, it's not very lo-fi. There's enough noise already in this beat, okay? Some people might say that it needs like a vinyl crackle or like ambient nature sounds. Dude, this whole beat is already like a swelling wave symphony of crashing white noise because of the one instrument that I have from Cube. Like, damn, what a transition by just getting rid of like a single hit. It's gonna make it a lot more interesting to the listener subconsciously, hopefully. So stick around to hear the full beat in its entirety. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. This is Mythist coming at you live from Studio Myth. However, again, when I release my lo-fi hip-hop beats, I post them under the moniker, I guess, on SoundCloud exclusively. This has been quite a process. I think this was a blast. I'm going to try to edit this down so that it's kind of short so that people can actually watch the whole thing, including editing this part out. Bye. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Mythist. I put a little bit more work into this beat, and I'm really proud of it, so I hope you give it a listen. Let's check it out.